Today's episode of the Farrell Podcast is brought to you today by Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace. Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Dining room hours are as follow: Monday and Tuesday closed, Wednesday and Thursday 12 to 9, Friday and Saturday 12 to 10, and Sunday 12 to 8. For reservations, please call 724 269 7687. That's Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace, 787 Mercer Grove City Road, Mercer, PA. Now let's start the show.
Welcome to season 4, episode 2 of the Farrell Podcast. I am the leader of the Ballhead Nation, the landlord, the mayor, the general, Mon P. And to my left here today on the show, we have my brother, Malachi Newell.
And on the end, last but not least, it's your man DJ Rich Stacks, King of the Big Backs. Hey, fellas, how was y'all week?
I had a pretty good week. Um, had a little snow removal to do. Um, and pretty much it, nothing too flashy, nothing too I went to a nice game last night. Got a chance of going to the legendary EJ McCluskey gym and check out a pretty fairly competitive, good game. You know, um, yeah. But other than that, not much. I ain't really do too much. I live a dull life. I'm plain Jane with it. You feel me? Mally, how was your week?
My week was all right, productive week. Worked the kids out for football, and just spent time with my family. Nothing too much, just relax on my downtime. What about you?
As for myself, went to therapy this week a couple times, got getting his leg back right, job searching. First time since, Lord have mercy, the 90s. Out here looking for a gig and just maintaining, you know what I'm saying, trying to beat this cold we got coming.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, man. Hopefully it passes us over and we don't get all that they say we're going to get. And yeah, but I'm definitely not looking forward to it, but I am prepared for it.
Yes, sir. For sure, though. Son, Kyrell, Kyrell says it's a conspiracy because the weatherman is always wrong. I'm hoping Kyrell is right.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, bro, what you got for the stew, man?
Oh yeah, man. In this edition of In the Stew, brought to you by the good people at the Mercer County NAACP. Chapter what?
2273.
Yes, sir. Indeed. In the stew, we're going to talk about the movie Sinners. Fast shout to Ryan Coogler and man, Michael B. Jordan. Uh, Sinners has secured the most Oscar nominations of any film of all times, with 16 nominations from Best Screenplay, Best Leading Actor, Michael B. Jordan in the series, and Best Director for Ryan Coogler. This movie comes amidst uh, a solid year in the movie industry, but by far, I think of 2025, Sinners was definitely one of the top watches of the movie season of last year. And hats off to Ryan Coogler for dedicating and putting a different perspective on a classic cult like following with vampire films. It was definitely a dope film last year, man. And I'm glad to see that the Academy is honoring the brother with them many nominations.
Molly, did you get a chance to see that movie?
Yeah, it is a deep movie, real deep movie.
I just recently got a chance. I didn't go to the movies. I had to wait and wait and I waited, and it finally came to Prime. I checked it out, and I thought it was rather good. It was good. I think it was everything that people hyped it up to be, and I would agree that it was worthy of the nominations it received.
Yes, sir. And you know what? The cinematography in that movie is epic. Like the camera angles and the storyline was definitely a good watch because it's taking stuff that's going on in modern times right now and put it into a film version. You just got to decipher the information, man. And second off in the stew, got some sad news. Dr. Gladys West, brilliant African American mathematician, groundbreaking for her work in the development of GPS, passed at the age of 95. Many scientists say that the Virginia native, if it wasn't for her mathematical skills and knowledge, that it would be almost impossible for the military or any of us, for that matter, to interact due to her implementation of mathematical skills. He made the formula that was possible for satellites to cross triangulate and pinpoint the general location of anything with GPS technology in it. And I think her achievements go overlooked. Most of our achievements go overlooked, but it's definitely sad to see she passed. She was a 42-year career veteran and gave us the capability to go into war and keep our soldiers safe.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Try shout out to her because this was crazy. Print out with the map quest. We gotta go left on such and such, this and that. And you mess around and lose that paper on that map quest, boy, you be panicking, your anxiety go through the roof. Like, man, I don't know. And I never was one to learn how to read a map ever. So yeah, fast shout out to her for doing that. She that definitely was a blessing and a upgrade. Oftentimes, people hear me say technology is the gift and the curse, but
Hmm.
that one right there is a true gift for sure, man. It's only a curse like when you go down to Pittsburgh downtown and then
Oh,
it doesn't even work. You might be going around the block and the block, but overall a true blessing.
for
You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yes, sir. Sam, you got anything for the student?
Absolutely. You already know, man. Um, Mine is gonna kick off into the football. Like some great games gonna be played this weekend. We got the Broncos and the Patriots, the Seahawks and the Rams. Two good games. There's still some good quarterbacks left in this. Um, my prediction is a Patriots Rams throwback Super Bowl 'cause they played the one time. But yeah, that's my prediction. Um, and yeah, I think that I don't think that Sam Darnold probably gonna make it all the way through the game because he still is injured with the obliques and everything,
Oh yeah.
and a few good hits, and that's gonna affect the way he's throwing the ball. It already is. He's coming out there doped up. You know what I mean? That area's probably numb, and he's gonna try to give it his best performance. But overall, I don't think it'll be enough to sustain and come out as a win for them. I'm looking for the Rams and that spectacular, dynamic, down the field, two-headed monster of a running back offense run by Sean McVay to come through and do what's necessary to play a whole 60-minute game and put it together and win. And then on the flip side in the AFC, I'm looking for Vrabel and the New England Patriots to put the lockdown on Stidham, who's been just a journeyman, and
Hmm.
Sean Payton just swear up and down he's going to have him ready. I particularly don't care for Sean Payton, but outside of the personal view of that, I just think that that Patriots defense and offense with Drake May having a phenomenal year he's having, it's just going to be too much for them for Denver, even at home, to win. What you think, Molly?
I agree. I'm going with the Rams. Puka Nakua, I think he's the best receiver in the league. It's hard to stop him. And then, like you said, with the quarterback injury, it's kind of hard to overlook that. I gotta go with the Patriots.
Yeah.
You think it's about to be the jinx because I'm agreeing with y'all. Like I want to see. I'm a fan of the underdog, obviously. Dum dum did it, but I was rooting for Sam Darnold as the comeback player, of the year,
Mm,
maybe two times in a row because he did make a comeback from the Vikings. But I think, yeah, he's going to be overpowered, and it's going to be the Rams and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, man. And Vrabel as a coach, he was right in Cleveland last year as a assistant, and we could have grabbed him as a coach, but they didn't. And speaking of coaches, fam,
Oh my gosh. The coaching carousel. Let me see. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. There's about 10 spots that was available. Out of the 10, um, the Ravens acquired Jesse Minter. The Giants acquired John Harbaugh. The Falcons acquired Kevin Stefanski. The Dolphins acquired Jeff Halfley, and the Titans acquired Robert Salah. So those coaching spots are filled. We still have the Bills, Steelers, Browns, Cardinals, and Raiders coaching spots to be filled. Now I'm reading and seeing that several coaches took the offer to go to Cleveland and get the interview, and then end up turning around and declining.
Granted, yeah.
Yeah, and but no shade, but they declined for better jobs, obviously, in their mind for them. A couple of the guys declined the head coaching job in Cleveland to go take a good coordinator job elsewhere. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But yeah, yes. And I hear Pittsburgh is near uh making their coach selection. Um, I don't want to name drop because that's family business. We got a Dumb Browns fan. I don't wanna- I'm saying, yeah, I don't ever talk Steeler family
I
business.
feel
But
you.
yeah, you feel me? You feel me? Yeah. So, the Steelers are near making their coaching selection, but yeah, it has been quite a year for the coaches to come and go. And Mike Tomlin, one of the tenured coaches, it was surprising for everyone to see him just step down and step away like that. What you think, Miley, about that situation?
Honestly, it's tough to see Mike Tomlin step down, but it's time for a change. We've been stuck in the same spot for a while as a Steelers fan, and
Hmm.
like I love Mike Tomlin, I love what he brings, I love everything he's about, but it's time for a change.
It is, Miley, and hopefully the Steelers get them an offensive minded coach because that defensive thing and this we just beat it down for so years, and the league now is about putting up points. You have to be able to put up points. I want to get a coach out
We
of
need a
the
quarterback.
yeah, right. Yeah, we do need a
Need a
quarterback.
quarterback. It
Yeah.
all starts with the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
I
It
might be getting Baby Yoda.
ooh no.
I'll stay
You
out y'all
talking
family
about
business.
from Arizona?
Tyler,
Yeah.
Tyler Burns.
I hope not. I don't. My gosh, he's not there. I don't think he puts enough preparation to be a better quarterback like he maybe could be. You know what I mean?
I think he'll be better than A-Rod, but the first part we messed up letting George Pickens go, in my opinion.
Yeah,
That
man.
that was my favorite player on the team. We almost
Yeah,
lost it when they let him go.
yeah. Now if I got that black George Pickens with the Rooney patch on it
Mm,
upstairs.
mhm.
I almost threw it away. I was like, no, I'm keeping it bumping
Keep
because they
that.
got the Rooney patch on there.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I still got love for him. He's one of the greats,
Yeah.
man.
You
Yeah,
might be
he's
able to sell that thing one day.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it, man. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah,
But
man.
I don't know, man. It's just they got to get away from that, and we need us an offensive minded coach and yeah, I would like Malik Willis is a hot name out there, but I don't think we'll be able to afford him.
Do you think he's ready to step into that limelight and be a franchise guy?
He was looking good, but it's easy to look good when you stepping in for a guy for a couple of games,
Hmm.
and it's a whole different ball game when you start the year off as a starter and have that pressure on you from game to game and
For a
carry you.
franchise like that, it's
Yeah, I don't know, Molly. You right, you right, you right.
we might have to let go of some pieces. TJ Watt is tough, but you got to change things up. You did a
Yeah,
lot for him.
yeah. And I was talking to a fan a fan, not a fan, a Stiller family member yesterday at the game, and he said something about Trinidad Chambliss, possibly
Hmm.
from Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him right now for a franchise guy.
Man, he a little dude,
But
man.
he's nice though. He got game for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see. We shall see, man.
But aside from Tomlin, the other shocking fire was up in Buffalo, man. Like, but like y'all said, change is necessary. Like, and I guess the Buffalo Bills deemed it necessary to make a change in a different direction.
Yeah.
But do you think that you think your man has something to do with the coach being fired?
Who?
The utility quarterbacks.
Well, they just said Sean McDermott. They had after that game, I seen and I was sharing with Lamont that they said they fired him right after the
Right
game in
after.
the locker room.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they said after that I seen some talking about it may have had something to do with Keon Coleman, the one wide receiver that was benched multiple times during the year,
Mhm.
saying that he McDermott allegedly didn't want to draft him. He wanted to go after someone else, and then allegedly the owner was saying that's not true. He did. Then McDermott said, no, the one the one general manager do one of it's us is a whole bunch of stuff allegedly, and I don't know. They just seem like, basically like with Harbaugh. I think it was one of those situations where you guys are getting here, but you're not getting over the hump,
Mhm.
and they're feeling like they gave him the stuff that he asked for and wanted,
Mhm.
and you didn't produce. You got to the same spot last year, and now you failed us
Yeah.
because Baltimore didn't make it, Kansas City didn't make it. Those were our tripping points. We would stumble because of those two teams. And they ain't in it, and we couldn't make it.
Mhm.
And I think that was they got him out of there based off of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. There's 1-4 for the coaches in the NFL getting fired. It's great.
All in the same boat.
All in the same boat. Yeah, man. And to wrap up the stew, I want to send a fast shout out to the Hope Center for Arts and Technology. Hope's CAP program in Sharon, Pennsylvania offers a free construction trades class and training program designed to teach entry level and core skills for residential and commercial construction careers. Cost is completely free, and the classes will run from March through June, uh, Monday through Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information, you can reach out to the Hope Center for the Arts and Technology in Sharon, Pennsylvania. And I think this is an awesome opportunity for some individuals to get retrained and recertified because the job market is crazy right now. And being out here trying to look for a new job, the more you know, the more you can grow. For sure, though.
absolutely, absolutely. And last night, you know, I went up to the EJ to watch the Farrell sharing game. We have footage on our Farrell Facebook our Farrell Family Podcast Facebook page. Go on there and you can view the video, or you can go straight to YouTube on the Farrell Podcast YouTube page and channel and check out that episode of A Minute with Marp at the Farrell sharing game. But went up there, seen a good game. Obviously, it wasn't the outcome that we desired, but fast shout out to Coach Lou Brown and Coach Myron Lowe, two well coached teams. Um, all the kids did well out there. Most notably, young Jeremiah Nixon had a heck of a game. Uh, my man Juju had a heck of a game. Nemo, all the guys on both teams dropped. Got out there and did their best performance. And the crowd participation was good, healthy, fun, crazy atmosphere. All kids did well. I shout out to Coach Ray and the cheerleaders. Our cheerleaders got down, man. They really did an excellent, above excellent job. Fat shout out to all the seniors on the squad: Nemo Jones, Juju Johnson, uh, Miss Janai Daniels. Much love to all the seniors, and charter to my head, not my heart. The other young lady that's a senior, I can't remember her name, but watch our video, it's on there. Yeah, it was a great atmosphere last night, like I said, and yeah, y- you guys have the chance and the luxury of checking out that game last night. It was aired on 27 as well, the game of the week.
Yeah, I watched it myself on TV, and like you said, not the outcome we wanted, but great venue, great atmosphere, and two rivals going at it. You can't beat that.
Yeah, true indeed. I watched. Okay, I ain't even gonna lie. I went down the boulevard yesterday and got a Philly cheesesteak and some wings, and I ate it. I fell asleep halfway through the game. I'm in my old man stage of life, but it was definitely not the results we wanted to. But local communities they gonna bump heads and they gonna them rivalry games be dope. It's good to see the EJ getting. I think honestly, the EJ is one of the best gyms in Western Pennsylvania,
For sure,
Eastern Ohio, for sure,
for
man.
sure.
The new technology they got up there, they just expanding on the legendary status of the gymnasium.
Yeah.
The show, man.
Good thing is though, we get one more chance at them. So
Yep, yep.
we're gonna see them again.
Heck, shit, what February 10th. February 10th, we got to walk into the jungle and see what we can do. But heck shit, heck shit. Those games are always good character building games. and because they're tough. We know them, they know us. Uh, it's always a family event. It's like a family reunion. You know what I mean? So it's always a great time, and it was a positive atmosphere. No negativity, all love. And I seen them having fun with it on Facebook yesterday and the day before yesterday, leading up to it. All love, all fun. So fast shout out to both programs and much love. And we'll see what happens next go round on the Farrell Sharing rematch
Sir.
for sure.
And fast shout to the work that you and Mont P24 be doing, man. I say Mont P with no hair is everywhere.
Yeah,
You know the ball head nation.
you dig.
Yes, sir.
And some of my 9-3 alumni was in there. Fast shout out to 9-3. We the only class out of Furrow with a whole gang sign. Molly, y'all ain't had no gang sign. You see that 9-3. Yeah.
Bubba said, "What's up, Mally? What's up,
I'm
guys?"
good, cuz.
What's up, bub? See you got a fresh haircut, man.
Good bub. What's going on, fam? Much love. Thank you for you always tuning in, bub, and showing us love, sharing, supporting, commenting. Your
Yes, sir.
feedback is greatly appreciated. Much love, fam. Much love. Yes, sir. And now it's time for a minute with more P.
It's a minute with Mont P.
And a minute with more P is brought to you by Zion Education Center. Zion Education Center, located at 602 Romer Boulevard. The phone number is 724-866-9292. Contact Dr. April Torrance for any openings and slots. The only Keystone Star 4 facility in Mercer County with free infant, toddler, and pre-K slot counts. So tap in with Zion's Education Center. And today's Minute with Mont P is the upcoming storm. The upcoming storm uh, is going to be hopefully not treacherous, but they say it's about to be wicked. So I encourage everyone to go out, get you some candles, if you can. Oh my, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I got a little power pack. I got this from Walmart for $100. You know, you can plug in your electrical appliances right into this. It holds a couple hours of power. You charge it up by plugging it into your wall. You can use this if something happens. It also is a jumper for your battery. You can put air in your tire with this and everything. But if you get one of these, $100 at Walmart. You can go online and get that. And also learned too last year for the Furrow Festival and researching for that. They also have generators at Walmart that you can go up there and buy for like $400. You can get you a nice generator and have that as a backup power source for to keep you going. And also go out and get you some groceries and make sure you got air in them tires. Also, make sure you got enough salt put down. And also, when you're inside the house, after you get all that stuff done, if you're not going anywhere, I encourage you guys to pick up a book. More people like to read. I got a Hard on Break, Taking a Break from Relationships to Become a Better Man by Nakonda. It's a nice read. I've already read this one already, but I encourage you to go online. You can go on Amazon and get some of these books, most of these books. And yeah, so you can you know, get some books. I also have a book by John C. Maxwell called Leadership Gold: Lessons I've Learned for a Lifetime of Leading. You know, my man kind of look like Troy Aikman, but I ain't Troy Aikman. But yeah, you can go get you a book. Pick up a book. You know, a book can change your whole life. It's very informational, and it can encourage you and inspire you as well. Because here at the Farrell Podcast, we want to educate, motivate, inspire,
And
and
entertain.
entertain.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? And I have another book called The Desired Marriage family, and relationships. This one is from our very own Loki Howe from Farrell.
Yo,
So I really, really, really encourage you to tap in and get this one. Yeah, this is hometown. This is fam. You know what I mean? And that's The Desired Marriage, Family, and Relationships by Loki Howe. Yes, sir. That's a very, very, very good read. Get you a journal. I got a journal, you know, and write your thoughts in there. You don't always have to go on Facebook, yo. I ain't no shade to nobody or nothing, nor to Snapchat, Instagram, or nothing. Get you a journal. Write down your thoughts. You know, your thoughts can materialize into some finances for you. You know what I mean? Because if you write enough of your thoughts, you can make it a little memoir, put it into Chat GTP, make it into a book, even a script. You never know. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. And it all starts by reading. You know what I mean? So make sure you can go out, get you a book or two to read, and then safety tips and financial tips for weatherization. Now, when it's below, in the negatives of any single digit weather, and this cold, you have to hit your faucet and let it drip so the pipes don't freeze, preferably upstairs and downstairs, and open up your cabinets so the pipes will be exposed to some warmth up under the sink. And you can also go down to warehouse sales and get you some heat tape. You get the heat tape and you put that around your pipe that's downstairs in your basement that's coming into the house. If it's up under your porch, especially to where it's not uh um you don't have that much heat coverage and it's exposed to the cold. You get that heat tape wrapped that around there and that can help prevent your pipes from freezing and busting. More people gonna give you games on how to make it through this full weatherization time, so just things like that. I had a little safety tips for you. MRP just giving y'all some game, showing y'all some love, give you some ideas how to make it through this possible snowstorm. See, I don't want to speak nothing to existence. I just know we about to have some snow. I don't know how bad it's gonna be, but I'm gonna pray and hope that it ain't as bad as they say it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's life and death in the tongue, and I'm gonna speak this into existence. It's gonna be light. See, I did that. Yep.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What do you guys think about this upcoming storm?
Me, I don't mind being snowed in myself, so I'm gonna enjoy myself in my house, relax, maybe spend some time with some family, and just kick back till we gotta go back to work.
Dig it, dig
As for myself, be watching some good football tomorrow during the storm while the storm is going on. But like you said, I'm not speaking into existence. We just gonna be cold tomorrow, the next couple days, and all's gonna be well because a blizzard can be fun, circa 1993 Pimp Palace. But yeah,
Yeah,
that could be fun social events. But I do not want nobody to have to go through any drama and losing water pressure or electricity. And yeah, we're not going to speak that into existence. So,
absolutely, man, absolutely. And then this, see, my memoirs. I was writing stuff down. This is an old memoir. This is something I just wanted to share with you people real quick, my Farrell Podcast family. We are all motivated by a keen desire for praise, and the better a man is, the more he is inspired to glory. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. This stuff I wrote down and scripted because when you write stuff down, that's spelling, and you're just gonna be binded to that. So, you know, I learned that from my dad, and a lot of stuff I wrote down. So, yeah, that's part of having a journal and reading some stuff, and you can journalize it. But that has been my minute with Mon P.
yeah, dope words, man. And the dope words, that's deep, man.
For sure.
For sure, for sure. And now it's time for In the Booth with DJ Rich Stacks. And on this edition of In the Booth with DJ Rich Stacks, we're going to talk about the long awaited J. Cole album called The Fall Off. It's getting ready to drop, y'all, February 6th. February 6th is going to be a massive day. Um, J. Cole is dropping his seventh and potentially last album, studio produced for 2026 with the cinematic trailer. I don't know if you've seen the image on Facebook that he put out, but
Mhm.
Cole always got a dope type project. The release follows this 2024 surprise mixtape.
Mhm.
Um, and people are saying that ever since the whole Drake Kendrick thing, that J. Cole has fell off. And in my personal opinion, Cole is definitely one of the leaders of the new school and a pillar in the hip hop community. But this album promises that J. Cole is about to close out his career the same way he started it, man, on top.
Uh, Mally first. Do you listen to J. Cole?
So I grew up listening to him in high school. I was a big fan of the Take Cares for Your Eyes Only, all that stuff. But recently I did fall off a little bit, but you know, I've been waiting on the fall off since his last album, what,
Yes,
in
sir.
2018, the one that came out in 2018 when he
Yes,
talked
sir.
about it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm a big J. Cole fan. Uh, a lot of our viewers and Rich knows. Yeah. Ever since he came out, because for me, for that to be um Jay Z's first artist that he leads off with from his label, that spoke volumes to me, like as was Dave East for Nas.
Yes, sir.
So I've always looked at that first. And when I looked at that, I said, okay, he got to be somebody. And then once I tapped into his music, yeah, that's my guy. So about with the beef and how he jumped in and jumped out, yeah, me being a hip hop historian, I, you know, that it could be perceived and come off. It really was, in the name of hip hop, like, oh, that's a no no. You don't jump in and jump out. This ain't double dutch. But overall, aside from that, I should say, um, I'm still looking forward to his music. Still, I can't wait to hear the whole project. Uh, Everything he do, I've loved. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. Still, in spite of. So yeah, I'm excited to see and hear what he got to say this time around for
Do
sure.
have a question for you
Yes,
though.
sir.
You think it can top Forest Hill Drive?
No,
No, yeah, that was
nah,
crazy.
that was my favorite. That's when I was working up at Dyson.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
That be on replay in my earbuds every day, fam. But that Mitch CD out he put out last year, you know what? When the beef happened and he bowed out, I looked at it like how Monk looked at it, but like from a grown up perspective, sometimes you got to fall back. And he had love for both of the dudes. Them was his cats, and yeah, he might have been responsible for the beef, added to the fire, and Kendrick taking over the charts. But nah, I think him pulling back was honestly like his personal decision. And I'm hoping deep down inside that this ain't his last project. I hope he doing what Hove did to us, with the Black Album. He's teasing.
And then I went to see him in concert down in Pittsburgh, and he did the whole Forest Hill Drive album from
Mm,
skit stop, non from start to stop. He did everything, and I thoroughly enjoyed it for real, for sure, man. So yeah, fat shout out to J. Cole. I look forward to that for sure,
so,
man.
so on February 6th, R&B legend Keith Sweat will be performing at Powers Auditorium in Youngstown, Ohio, Friday, February 6th, 2026. The iconic singer is timeless. He'll be singing songs like Twisted. Would you mind doing the honors?
Well, everybody know, and especially in my class, they used to call me Keith Sweat.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Cookie Green. She used to call me Keith Sweat. You know what I mean? And when you told me you was gonna speak on that, I had thought up, one of my favorites. You know, you may be young, but you're ready.
Ready for what?
Ready to learn. Yeah. He said, you're not a little girl, you're a woman. He told her, take my
Don't
and let me tell
tell you,
you,
baby.
baby, I'm yours for the taking, so you can do as you
You please.
please. Oh, sorry, Molly was like, come on,
Sorry,
I'm
is
here crooning. Yeah, but I'm Molly, not to disrespect you or nothing, you might have got here off of Keith. Sure. Sure. Making songs, man. He put that stuff together. Uncle Keith is a bad boy. Uncle Keith, yeah, man. Uncle Keith,
yes,
hey,
sir, man.
I need to get my tickets.
You know what? Doors open up at 7, brother. Show starts at 8. I plan on being over there. I'm trying this. I don't get to get out and do much, but I think I'm gonna have to do this. This will be my little treat for Nick on Valentine's Day. We're gonna go to the Key Sweat show.
That's dope. That's
Yes,
dope. Or that, or the lead off song, the lead off the first album. I wanna do I want that baby.
baby.
Yeah, Keith had legendary tracks,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Still, and his pen game is crazy. Pen game crazy. He wrote a lot of dope songs for a lot of artists still, and for him to still be performing now, still to this day, speaks volumes.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, these young R&B singers wish they could.
Man.
Man, they don't have the longevity. And I just seen somebody on TikTok talking about the difference between R&B then versus now, to where those R&B artists back then, like Keith Sweat, was singing to women. These R&B singers nowadays be singing about women to their homeboys, talk about the women, not speaking directly to them.
To
They
the
talk
women.
about them, so it's a difference. It definitely is a difference.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, True story about Keith Sweat. You know, he penned the song for Johnny Kemp. Just got paid.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of his famous songs he wrote. And allegedly, Keith Sweat gave Kemp an ultimatum. See, Kemp didn't pay him for his services of writing that song. So they said Keith Sweat, being the New York native that he is, approached Kemp and said, "If you ain't got my money, I'm gonna have to get it one way or another." So they said Keith Sweat busted up in the studio, bro. One thing led to another, and he got his money.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Do remember hearing that. That's wild times. But see, that's back day when, you can do stuff like that. You
Yeah.
seen the movie The Five Heartbeats Big Red with the hanging off the balcony? Yeah, that
What's
type
up,
of stuff.
Mrs.
Yeah. That was my business office. Heck shit. You already
9
know.
to 5?
Yeah. Yeah. Or allegedly, what Suge Knight did to Vanilla Ice.
You know, it's good
Yeah.
stories.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
And that has been in the booth with DJ Rich Stacks. And now it's time for that.
What in the booth of Rich Stacks was sponsored by down the street from us,
Oh,
our good people and
yes,
our good
sir.
friends at Stocked. That's right, Stocked, located at the corner of Hamilton and Romer Boulevard. Go down to Stock. Stock is open from Sunday to Sunday from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. They have all your fresh produce items, dairy, plenty tobacco products, and most recently, they do have food added from the Boulevard 724. They have breakfast sandwiches available at stock. They have hot, delicious slices of pizza available, ready at stock from the Boulevard 724. So pull up the stock, 72, pull up the stock. And the Boulevard 724 that's located next door as well.
Yes, sir. Fat shout out to everybody down in stock this week. I went down there and was rushing and forgot my debit card in there. And fat shout out to Jake for looking out for a brother and making sure I got my debit card back
Dig it,
for
dig it.
sure.
That's right. And now it's time for the one of the best parts of the show, our interview segment. And today we have the leading tackler at Farrell, Mr. Allstate himself, a great father, big brother, son, coach, teacher. Just an overall great human being. Very wise, intelligent, and leads a great example for our young men.
Appreciate that.
We are so blessed to have him on our show today. I watched this young man grow up, and I'm very proud today to say on the show he's blessing us with his presence. Our brother, Mr. Malachi Newell.
Appreciate you guys for
Welcome
having
to the show, fam.
me. Yes, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank you for being here. Um, Obviously, you come from two strong families. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to ask you this question. I think I already know the answer, but growing up in Farrell, Pennsylvania,
Mm.
who are your biggest influences in deciding to play and coach in football?
First off, started with my dad.
Yes, sir.
My dad. I look up to everything he do from the man he is to how he handle his business, and I try to take that approach. And obviously, my uncle Bill as well. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He plays a huge part as well with the coaching in football, and then it's coming up through football and having time with Coach Jared, Coach Omar. I kind of take everything that they put into me and try to get into the kids myself.
Yes, sir.
Man, you just all of those men that you just mentioned, I hold in high regards to my heart and everything. And what a blessing to come up through the tutelage and knowledge and be around those men. Uh, how do you feel about uh having a group of young men that's making impactful plays out there on the field? How does that make you feel in being able to coach that group and have a direct impact with them?
It gives me the most joy, probably other than being with my family, having my son. I would say because a lot of people don't know I actually turned down 2 college jobs to come back here to Farrell to coach. So like I really do care for the kids, and I want to see them flourish. So working hard with them all off season and seeing them make plays and do big things, like that's what I want to see. So it's one of the best feelings to me. So the guys when they work hard and they go out there and like going to states and winning these big games, it's kudos to them, because watching them put in the work and seeing them know the real meaning of hard work and what you can get from it, there's nothing else better than that.
Mm,
Yes, sir. Notice the athletes that we have in the community, Farrell and the surrounding areas. Most will come back and coach for the team that they play for, but it's a unique circumstance when you have, like I said, two families, and you got your uncle and Hickory and Farrell.
Mm.
Naturally, coming back home, what are some of the things that you've learned from the great coaches you've had in your life that you plan to implement and teach the youth?
For most part, first thing is consistency.
Yes, sir.
Like everything starts with consistency. Everything you do gotta be consistent, gotta be on time, and just gotta do the same to every day. But I would say discipline, having a routine, and just working for your dreams for the most part. Like everybody's different. Everybody's not gonna have the same routine, or it's not gonna happen the same way for everybody. So really just finding what works for you, and just like I said, being consistent at it and just working, and the fruits of your labor will come apart.
Sir.
Molly, what do you remember most about playing both offense and defense at Farrell?
Huh, the most first off, I would say just the brotherhood that's at Farrell. From the players playing with the same kids from kindergarten all the way up to high school, and with the coaches as well. It's I would say it's more than football. Like they love you like you're your son. They look out for you, teach you lessons. So more than anything on the field, I remember that more than actual plays. To be honest with you, but playing like football wise, offense and defense. Just making plays with my brothers. Obviously, I didn't play much offense until later on in my career, but
Mm.
I love running the ball, love making plays with my brothers.
Yes, sir. And not only as a high school football player, but as a college football player, you always made an impact. But what was the difference in Division II as opposed to FCS play, or
Um,
was there any difference?
I'll say for one, the size guys, FCS is one step under FBS, so like guys are much bigger, or taller. D2, the game is a tad bit slower. Guys a little bit smaller, but guys are a little bit more hungry. I'll say so. It's not a big difference, but it is a difference. It's just however you look at it and how you go about it. But I would say size for the most part.
Got you. I say between it said you and Kai was the main reason I was watching YSU.
Mm,
That's like one of my other college football teams. I believe in college you can have more than one
yeah, for
football team
sure,
if you
for
hit.
sure.
And leading the state with 232 tackles in your senior year, um, how did that season feel as it was happening?
Um, it's crazy. We never really thought about stats. It was more of we put in this work. We had to go to state championship as a team. So we really just we was trying to win games, and as we got deep into the playoffs, it started to come out like, you could break this record or whatever. And, it felt good, but, the ultimate goal was to was the win. But yeah, it felt amazing breaking the records and
Mm.
doing all that though. If that answers your question.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And uh, do you remember the preparation that you put into as that season began?
Yes. And it was funny before the show came on, we was talking about how this team kind of reminded me of my senior year. And so like starting that off season, me and my Uncle Mike, my dad, my Uncle Bill, we talked a lot, about my future, what I wanted to do and what I had to do. And yeah, I went to work. I had a goal in mind, had a routine, and I stuck to that through what, 9 months, 8 months, and got the fruits of my labor. And saying, like I said, we talked about it before the show came on. Did the same thing with these guys. We started working out last January, last December actually, and we didn't miss a day, consistent, and them guys put in the work and they got the fruits of their labor. So
And
Yes, sir.
and would you say now? I know with us living in the age of information and they know and they share. Do you see guys trying to tap in and do they come to you and ask for you to instill what you did for them so they can translate into their game?
yes, for sure, all the time, and that's probably the my biggest goal, and so I can have an impact on these kids' lives. And it's a little deeper than football, and I try to teach them, just gotta handle your stuff at home, gotta be a good person, gotta handle your grades, and everything else will fall online. So anything that I do or that I didn't do that I know that would help them, I try to instill it in the kids.
Yes, sir. Teaching what you've learned over your career
Mm.
and implementing it in coaching. Do you find that difficult?
Sometimes, but not really, because this is what I feel like I'm called to do. It's what
Hmm.
I love to do. When I say maybe difficult is, sometimes kids don't really understand the focus and the commitment it takes sometime, and that's it gets frustrated sometimes, but that's part of the job, and that's why we love it. So it's I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it gets frustrating sometimes.
Yes,
I
sir.
would say that.
Got you.
Fam, but how do you balance all of this out? How do you balance out, uh, preparing your school lesson for subbing, family life? I know you're a devoted Christian,
Hmm.
and coaching. How do you find time to balance it all?
Just like I said before, just you gotta have a schedule, gotta have a routine, and just kind of try to stick to it. My mom did a good job, and my dad just instilling in me routine and just doing what you have to do. Like you said, you're writing things down, writing stuff down so you can remember, and just just handling your business. I'm real big on getting everything I gotta get done and handle my business. So I actually like being busy and like having a lot of things on my hands. So
And this group of linebackers, that you got coming up,
mhm.
um, Gillespie, Boatwright,
Marshall,
Marshall,
Jordan Roy,
yeah,
it's a bunch
those
of them.
I seen those guys put in a lot of work and the rotation of that. Uh, how do you manage that much talent and getting them in and out of the game and rotating? How do you guys deal with that?
It's
That's a good problem to
yeah,
have,
it's a
by the
great
way.
problem, and a lot of it does fall on Coach Omar because he is a defensive coordinator. So, but just putting the guys in their best situations with their strengths. I would say like this year, Mario Boatwright his sophomore year had 157 tackles, but we ended up moving him to the outside because we needed somebody on the outside that was athletic, that was smart, had mental capacity and playmaker ability to make plays, and just fortunate enough to have a freshman in there, Deontay. It's kind of hard to manage, because everybody wants the stats and the tackles and everybody wants to win, but them guys are real unselfish and they gel together well.
Oh, see, 'cause I was wondering about that with Boatwright. So how do you handle that adjustment?
No, so I as any kid at first, it'll be tough, and you might struggle with it, but you know, I, what really happened, Mario had an injury. We started off the first game, Mario got banged up the Hickory game,
I remember that.
and Gillespie came out and he balled. It was no denying that like this kid needs to be on the field. And Mario's a very intelligent kid, and he just had to get through his mind that like me going to another position is not a demotion. It's actually helping the team out, and it's actually showing my capabilities in a more broad way because we moved him to outside linebacker. So now he's more in space. I can cover now. I can catch picks and I can tackle in space. So he adapted to it, man, and he did a good job. Good job with that.
That's dope. And I always see and have always known Heart and Soul to be referred to as our line. But
Hmm.
now, as we sit here and talk, when you saying that, I think Heart and Soul could apply to more, and our whole team as what they do. Because it takes heart and soul, as you just stated with that example right there, to, you know, step up, put that away from, and I understand one season you did this to this season, you might not get that because you in a different position.
Hmm.
That's heart and soul
Yeah,
and the body's that.
it is. And the crazy thing, like you said, with him moving positions, they all still had over 150 tackles. So like
So
it all worked out.
Now, what's some of your favorite drills you like to run on your linebacking core that that you used to hate as a player?
Okay. So first off, I would say there's just one drill where I have them shuffle through the bags and they got to dip and rip, but
Hmm.
it goes for about 12 seconds. So, being squatted and moving, like your legs are burning,
Yep.
that was kind of tough. Also, I would say, I do a drill where I send them in pass coverage and I move them and I make them go turn, turn, and I kind of zip the ball hard because I had a coach that did it for me, and I know that they hate it because I hated it as a player, but it
Yeah.
makes them better. So them is a couple of drills that I love to do with them just to get them thinking while they're tired and just to get them moving.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
fam, how does it feel to be able to go back and be a teacher now as well and be in those classrooms and be on the other side of it?
It's kind of funny to be honest with you, because you kind of see how they think and you kind of put yourself back in that situation. But no, it's amazing, man. I love giving back and helping the kids, helping them grow, helping them know that like it's more than Farrell out there, and that just because they're from Farrell, we don't see much of the world that they can really do anything that they want. And just getting that through their mind and just helping them realize their capabilities is one of the best feelings, honestly.
And what grade do you teach?
Eighth through 12th.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! So you don't even think, oh God,
I'm out there with the high school, and I got my guys in class, and just try to keep them in line and help them stay on the right path. So it's fun though.
that's
I have fun with
good.
the kids.
What
That's
what what
dope.
uh what subject? Do you
STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. So
That's it. And I was just about to lead into the fact that you had, like, y'all class had one of the highest GPAs to come out of Farrell to graduate from.
yeah, yeah.
That's dope. That's so dope that people don't focus on that aspect of sports. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about the Farrell program is all the coaches from back day Falcone and them, or even we'll take it back to guards. We'll take it back to Gargano. They
Hmm.
always stress education first. And I think that's dope. You carrying on that dope tradition, fam.
Yeah, and and a lot of it is, like I said, getting out of Farrell and just even move going to Youngstown and being with different people from all over the globe. You see that even in football, it's the mental capacity that really takes you further. I'll say about 70% is mental, the other 30 is physicality. So
Yes, sir.
I like to tell the kids, be smart, be able to think while you're tired, and that your athleticism will take over once you have the mental capacity. So
Yeah, man. Mr. Russell Phillips used to have a saying. I try to make my own sayings, but I always say that your mindset always determines your outset.
100%.
Anything you going into, you know what I'm saying? You got
100%.
to have that strong mentality, in fact, to get through, not just in sports, but in life in general.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, for sure.
That's why it's the game of life.
Yes,
Teach you a
sir.
lot of things.
actually? Mr. Phillips used to always say, higher academic achievement.
Mhm.
And fa- how was it playing at YSU and playing at IUP? What different experience did you take from each, team and each, site you went to?
Yeah, so obviously Youngstown's a bigger school, so it was more of a business at Youngstown. A lot more politics. IUP was a little smaller, so obviously it was still business, but it was easier to lock in there, I would say. It was, and I was a little older too, so like, that's kind of skewed, but two great programs, two prestigious programs, similar in ways, but Youngstown just being a D1 program, the money, it was more money involved. It's just a little bigger. That's all. But nothing changed. Still got to go there, put in the work, no matter where you are. You know, to get what you want. But two great programs. And I'm blessed to be able to go to both. So,
Yes, sir. And earlier, post show we talked about a lot of things, and um on the upcoming football schedule this year, we won't have Sharon. And as we talked earlier, I would love to see Weston House somehow, some way come back, and we can have that as a scheduled game. So, Coach Amp, I know you're always watching. He's one of our great supporters of the show. And stay tuned and locked in. Coach Amp, let's try to get Weston House on the schedule. Let's call
Yes,
them up
sir.
now. I know they would love to come see us, or we gonna go down there and see
they
them. But
got to
that'll
come
be a
here.
great game.
They got to come
They
to
got to
the
come
F.
here. They
They're
got
gonna
to
come
come.
to the
Say
crib,
to her
yeah.
this now.
Oh no, but they got to come to the F.
Yeah.
Big fish.
You know what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here at the Farrell Podcast, we'll go half on the gas to get y'all here. Come on up here. Come on ahead. Yeah, yep. I got 50 on y'all gas. I cash app y'all. Y'all come on this way. Yeah, yeah, come see us. But yeah, I would love to see
I
that
got
game scheduled.
I got $5 in the Sheets gift card.
Dig it. Mally, we got some gifts for you, man.
Appreciate that.
And
Yes,
this
sir.
time of the show, we
Thank you.
we will ask you this question,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
If you can go back in a time machine and
Hmm.
visit your 16-year-old self, what would be some words of advice that you would give yourself?
Um, Probably the biggest thing is don't really worry about all the nonsense and the noise going on at the moment because you're 16, you think everything matters and you worried about this and that.
Yes, sir.
I would really just say, I was focused, but stay a little bit more focused. I would have dived more into my academics. I really didn't. I was a good kid, smart, but I really didn't dive real into it into college. So I'd have
Hmm.
locked in and had more of a plan just for football. I would have really thought about a real plan B earlier. You know what I'm saying, and just went a little harder than I did.
Yes, sir. Uh, it's dope that your family grounded in spirituality, but
Mhm.
also in education and sports, man. That strong background.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm blessed to have that.
Yes, sir.
Got to instill that in my kid. As he keeps growing and get older. So I'm excited for that. You know.
Yes, sir. Remember, grew up on the 5 and 600 block of Fruit Avenue, and your family has always been a constant in the community and in the lives of athletes. And I think that's dope that you're carrying on that tradition, fam,
I appreciate that.
for sure.
Yes, sir.
And fam, what does football mean to you now that you're on the coaching side of it?
Um, it's still everything for me. I see it. I think I see it in a different meaning now. It's like I said, it's the game of life. I feel like football teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to fight through adversity. How to just to keep how to deal with certain situations. Say like in life, you're going through some things like you can't get down, you can't pout. You got to get up, you got to figure it out. Same with football. There's games, there's workouts. It's tough. You're running, you're tired. You got to figure it out. You got to learn how to work with people. So I view football as the game of life, and it makes me love it even more. And I try to teach that to the kids. That football is deeper than just a game.
Yes, sir, for
It
sure.
can teach you a lot.
And
Yeah, I
you know,
feel you, man. I use football a lot
sure.
uh in life, the
Mhm,
terminology of it, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Because I think it translates into life a lot.
Yeah,
You wake up every day, you fighting for every blade of grass, every inch,
mhm.
it's situational as like football, you know what I mean? So yeah, yeah.
So I do have an example for you. A lot of people don't know I tore my ACL twice at Youngstown. So
Mhm.
played as a freshman, sophomore year. I tore it week 6, and then that next spring I tore it again. So I worked for 2 years to come back just on one ACL, and that taught me a lot. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think at this moment. Obviously, I got a good family and a lot of people in the community that helped me out. But me and my personal growth, that did a lot for me and it taught me a lot. So I, it's unfortunate injuries happen in football and sports, but not just football, all sports. It teach you a lot about life. So
Yes, sir. And I think that's point what you said, like football taught you that you can't just stay in there and be stagnant. You got to get up
mhm.
and do
Yeah,
something. And that's dope. Was it your right leg or left leg?
left one, yeah, twice.
Yeah. And Achilles surgery, Dr.
Oh,
Lee
really?
Birdie, yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand. I ain't even an athlete. I ruptured my Achilles walking down the steps at the
Ooh,
high school, so
that's tough.
I definitely know that was painful. But having happened to you twice, and for you to bounce back from that, that's totally amazing, fam.
I had no choice but to bounce back.
I hear you
That's how I was raised. So,
for sure, for sure.
Yes, sir. Mally, do you have any other what are your passions or hobbies outside of football?
first of all, I love to spend time with my family, my son, my mom, my dad, my cousins. Love to work out, love to relax, watch good TV shows. I just finished up Force with Tommy. I
Oh,
just finished that. Um, listen to music, eat good food. I love to, go to good events, get out. I'm a chill guy, but I love to, have a good time and just relax for the most part.
Right back to force. Man, that was crazy, man. Great season. I loved all of
if
it. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. Yeah, yeah, phenomenal.
yeah, it was Force was fire.
if you're original fan of the Power Universe, I still feel some towards punk ass Tariq, man. Like he was showing up there, and you can see he had animosity in his eyes when he was talking
But it was
to.
Tasha's fault though.
But yeah, that was a dope ending to a dope series, man.
Sure. Let me ask y'all this: what y'all think is the best spinoff from the Power
Power
universe?
Universe. At one time I would have said BMF, but the way
Fell
Meech
off.
did fell off. So I gotta go with Raising Canaan, man.
Raising Canaan.
Yeah.
What you think?
Lamont asked me that too, and I s- I kind of say raising Canaan only because Miley, when you watch that, what they had on, we had that
Yes.
on,
Can relate
man. We
to it.
It's
rocked that,
accurate.
man. We had that stuff on straight like that. So
I hear you.
I kind of like it just for the fashion and what they were saying.
Mhm.
And Uncle Marvin's one of my
Yes,
favorite
bro.
characters, man. Yeah, yeah. You know what?
Uncle Marv is the
I'm gonna
P.
say Raising Canaan.
Raising
For sure,
Canaan.
for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
It was pretty good.
Just because of that.
Yes, sir.
And Rock fine self.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, I got the but Tommy Egan and black people gonna call it Tommy and not gonna
Tommy,
call
yeah.
it Force. But Tommy, yeah,
That me hard.
that's second. That's second Miley for sure, man. And I love the way it ended. And I like the potential of what 50 Cent teases with how it ended.
Yeah,
Like how that ended.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
the music and all. Didn't
Yeah.
they? I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes, sir.
50 so tough for that.
Can't wait for the new one, the origins with Young
Oh,
Thug
but
and
Yeah.
Ghost.
Facts.
yes, for sure, for
Mhm.
sure, for sure.
Facts.
But your man's though, his imitation of 50 is too so so every time you fix something, it still wind up messed up, man.
Mm,
Like his imitation, bro. But I'm gonna miss hearing Tommy say Janard's name, bro.
mm.
That's Janard.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, yeah, Che.
Yeah.
Che was a
Shay.
mug, man. Che was a mug. Che don't care about nothing. I remember the one show and the one scene he said, you know what? And that's all his family. He said, I'll kill your baby. I'll kill her.
Hmm.
Now, mind you, that's all his family. He
Right.
said, I'll kill my own family and you. I don't care about nothing but this money. Quit playing with me.
Yeah, my boy was Diamond. I was kind of hurt for Diamond when he
I mean,
passed away.
yeah,
I
man.
like Diamond.
But see, when he got out, he was doing all right, but he fell back into his past, and that bottle took over his life again. And see, that's why you got to watch your pitfalls.
100%.
I take lessons in everything I watch, man. Try to at least.
That's how I felt about Sinners. I think I took a lesson from it. It was
Yes,
different
sir.
than most people thought.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I seen the lesson in that and caught the message in that for sure.
Hmm.
Because we talk about that. We have talked about that. And if you know anything about the Bible, then you know music is powerful. People
Hmm.
complain about that music and
Yes, sir.
people, oh, it ain't this and ain't that. You can really got to watch your intake and
Actually
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And people, downplay that music, but music definitely is powerful. If you know,
Yes, sir.
you know
Yes,
who
sir.
what Satan is about in his origin, what he was in
Hmm.
charge of, the praise and worship, which is music. So
Yep.
man, don't get me to
When
preaching.
you broke down that knowledge to me, bro, back day when I was DJing at the Elks, I held that dear. You know what I'm saying? There's power in everything. Power in the tongue and power in the music that you play for people. But the other message that I took from Sinners was as the diaspora of black people, you got everybody trying to come into something we start
Mm,
and put their spin on it and take it over. That's the message that I got. So there's many messages in the movie,
yeah,
but that's what
for
makes
sure.
it dope because everybody's
Here.
interpretation
Yeah.
It's different.
Right.
And that's why I think it's going. And you know, if we don't secure no wins on this one, the, the Malcolm X is coming out. I mean, I'm sorry, but you already know it's rigged. I'm just saying, if we don't get nothing out of it.
But speaking of wins, I see February 1st,
Hmm.
the Grammys are coming up, and I don't really care about the Grammys. I don't participate. I don't even want to give reviews, but my twins is nominated up and they're performing the clips. So
So,
make sure y'all check that. I don't really even endorse it. Matter of fact, y'all ain't got to. Y'all can wait and let it drop on YouTube and watch it here. But anyways, my boys is gonna be on there. They're up for nominations for album of the year, song of the year, video of the year. I know they're gonna win a couple of them joints because that Clips album is still like top tier.
and
You
then
know, it set a bar so high. You know, what you think about that?
I didn't even get a chance.
Oh,
I know who they are growing up, but I ain't listening to
go
it.
check it out.
I'm gonna check it
Yeah,
out
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, people. But they're coming on. They'll be on the Grammys
yes, sir.
February 1st. I'm excited to see what songs they're gonna perform. I seen somebody talking about it on the internet, and they was assuming that they're probably gonna do the whips and chains and further push Drake further back
Mhm.
into the shadows.
Because he's still bringing up the fact that he's still suing Universal Music Group,
Mm.
and he's still pushing like they denied the case 2 times. He's taking it back to court again. Man, let that go.
But ANC too. So now I ain't sticking up for him, but I kind of am. I see why J. Cole did that too, because look what happened to Drake.
Hmm.
And he, probably foreseeing that, like, shoot. And now he looking at it now, like, see,
It's a bad
that's what I
look.
ain't want to get into. He can't even drop no music, and the fans will respect it. So
Mhm.
Cole was kind of wise in doing what he did.
Yes,
Fat
sir.
Joe, because Fat Joe
Yeah,
probably
Fat
went on
Joe
the
was
show
blamed.
about that. But see, so it could be perceived as that. Maybe J. Cole was right in what he did and how he handled it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because look at Drake, dead breathing. Dead breathing.
What
Ain't
they
dropped,
say on Green Mountain, dead man walking.
ain't dropped nothing since.
No,
Ain't dropped nothing since. He's so much into his own head over what happened. Ain't dropped nothing since.
you got to take L's in life, man. Walk away from them, learn the lesson in the L, and move forward. You know what I'm saying? You could have still had a career, my guy. Because don't get me wrong, Drake, excellent music over the course of the year. It's just when he started to be gangster Drake. I can't buy that. You ain't never lived that life, but to each his own, man.
Yeah, that or just do your thing and don't try to do too much. That's all.
Right.
Exactly.
But Molly, I don't want to hold you up and let you get back to your beloved family. We greatly appreciate you taking the time out to come on the
Appreciate you
show
having me.
today and sharing a wealth of knowledge and letting us give you your flowers. And we just greatly appreciate you, fam.
Sir,
For
appreciate
sure,
y'all
for sure.
too, for sure.
Do you have any parting words for the Furrow Podcast family or the youth or anyone watching?
Or anybody watching, just keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding, keep no matter what you're grinding for, just stay at it, stay consistent, man, and be safe. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rich,
No, I just want to remind y'all of the mission statement of the Farrell Podcast. Here at the Farrell Podcast, we're here to educate, motivate, inspire, and what?
entertain.
Entertain. To indeed empower to the people.
When you see
You see me, you see you.
fat shout out to Keegan,
Yes.
love, bruh. Always a part of the show and forever. Even though you ain't
Hmm.
here, you here. Encyclopedia E, my bruh, much love. Thank you for all you continue to do. Encyclopedia E, Eric Bell.
Yes, sir.
Those that don't know, that's Encyclopedia E. And as always, much love to my brother, BK.
BK all day, baby.
Bruh, you forever and here in our hearts and sketch. We want to throw up that
Mhm.
Wu-Tang sign for BK. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Much love. And to all our Furrow Podcast subscribers, thank you for tuning in weekly. Thank you for commenting, sharing, and interacting with us weekly. We greatly appreciate you. And stay tuned for the next minute with Mar P. You never know where we're going to be. Local businesses, please reach out. We're going to pop up and work with you and get it cracking and do what we can to uplift, promote, and just, do whatever we can in whatever way we can negotiate. So thank you all for tuning in. It's been another episode of the Furrow Podcast, Season 4. That's 4. 2. Peace out. We love you. We'll see y'all next Saturday January 31st, which happens to be my birthday, we'll have the phenomenal young brother Will Crawford. He'll be here. We'll be talking about a book and much, much more. So tune in next Saturday, January 31st, for another phenomenal episode of the Farrell Podcast. Peace out and much love to you all.
One love, y'all.